Hey everybody, I'm Brian with Aromacup.com. Thank you guys as always for joining me here in my virtual coffee shop brought to you by Aromacup.com. Today I'm going to give you a little versus side-by-side comparison of two cool single-serve coffee machines. I've got the Scoop by Hamilton Beach and I've got the Keurig B40, two great entry-level machines for getting into the world of single-serve coffee making. Let's dive in, give you a little overview, talk about the differences between these two units. Alright guys, so you can see that both of these units are fairly compact, the Scoop a little more so than the B40 if you're thinking about how much space you're going to take up on a countertop. But the big difference between these two machines initially is how they brew. The Scoop brews via a scoop system, hence the name, in which we just simply take some coffee and fill up our scoop. Just go to the max fill line on the scoop right here, and then we just simply drop that into the scoop and close up the brew basket. So we'll start this guy brewing in just a second. Our Keurig machine, the B40, however, of course, we're fairly used to how the Keurig machines brew. They can use your own coffee using options like the Echo Brew, which is an awesome option for being able to brew your own coffee that we've talked about before. And they use what we're really used to, which is K-Cups. And K-Cups, of course, real quick and easy to use, pre-filled, vacuum sealed. Drop those right into the brew basket on the Keurig machine, close it up, and you're ready to brew. Now, big difference again between these units and how they brew is that with the Scoop, we're using essentially a drip style coffee machine, but we can brew as if it were a single serve machine. So this won't use any kind of coffee pods or anything like that. It's just going to use ground coffee. Whereas, of course, with the B40, we're going to be using coffee pods, K-Cups, things like that. Another big difference between these two, with the Scoop, I need to fill it up with some water before I start brewing. So I've just got some water right here. We've got an 8-ounce and a 14-ounce brew size in the unit here. Just really depends on how much you want to go with. But either way, you just need to fill up to one of the max fill lines on the inside of the unit. There's an 8-ounce and a 14-ounce max fill line. Just depends on the strength of coffee that you really like. But this machine is going to depend on you deciding how much water you want to put in it to control the strength, as well as choosing the brew type that you're going to use, both a regular and a bold setting. So I'm going to get this guy going because it does take a little longer to brew because, as I say, it's a drip style machine. So I'm going to go ahead and just press the button on the top right here in order to start brewing a regular brew of coffee. So we'll let this guy do its thing. I'm using a tall cup right here. So I'm going to go ahead and drop my tall thermometer in today. This way we can test the actual temperature of the water that's going to be coming out of the scoop. So let's let that guy do his job, and we're going to move over here to the B40. The B40 is a little more set it and forget it because it has, namely, a 48-ounce water tank, which is always filled up and ready to go. So that's really useful. If you are on the move and you have to get up in the morning and just get going, this machine is going to really answer that need for you to just get up, pop a K-Cup in, and get going. The B40 is an entry-level single-serve machine, as is the Scoop. And so as a result, it doesn't have a whole lot of bells and whistles. We just have two brew sizes right here, an 8-ounce and a 10-ounce brew size. So pretty basic, not a whole lot of programmability, but it does have an auto-off feature, so it'll heat up when you need it, and then it'll turn off if you're not going to be using it, save you energy, save the machine from wear and tear, things like that. So it's also very fast. I'm just going to go ahead and do the small brew size on the B40 here and just hit the 8-ounce. And of course, you'll notice that in order to get the machine ready for brewing, I just pop open the brew basket, close it back up. My buttons start glowing, and then I can just choose which brew size I want to use. So we can see the Scoop just now finished brewing, and I was talking a little bit about features there, and we can see that the B40 is already going. So something that's worth mentioning here as well, there's a lot more pressure in the brew cycle of the B40 than there is in the Scoop. In fact, the Scoop essentially has no pressure because, as I say, it's a drip style coffee machine but it makes use of the standards of single-serve coffee in a lot of ways. So it is still a great way to get into single-serve coffee, but it's really going to depend on what it is that you want out of your single-serve machine. So let's take a look right now at the temperature between these two machines as well. All right, so immediately we see our thermometer doing its job on the B40, and it looks like it's topping out a little over 160, maybe a little higher. And then over here on the scoop, we're a little below 160. So, a little above 160 on the B40 and a little below that on the scoop. Now, most folks are used to their coffee being about 190 to 200 degrees. That may sound a little crazy, but we all know that we do get coffee that's pretty darn hot most of the time. So, if you like your coffee a little hotter with the scoop, it is advised that you rinse your mug in some hot water or something like that to kind of prime the mug before you brew into it. So that's something to keep in mind. The B40 obviously brews a little bit hotter, and you don't necessarily need to worry about rinsing the mug in hot water or anything before you get going. So when it comes to speed, I think you're going to find that the B40 is probably going to be your answer if you want very fast, quick, single-serve brewing. However, if you are very selective about your coffee and you don't really want to dive into the world of K-Cups and various things like that, the scoop is a great, inexpensive way to get into the world of single-serve coffee making. And if you like making specialty coffees, flavored coffees, Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, decaf, things like that, it's advised that you use the bold coffee setting on the scoop. That's really, again, going to depend on the kind of coffee that you like. So that's essentially the differences between these two machines, guys. You can see that each one has different advantages. The B40 is a little bit more expensive than the scoop, depending on where you go shopping for it. And of course, if you want to find out about pricing, great ways that you can buy these machines, check out Aromacup.com. You can read reviews, get recipes, find coupons, and a lot of other great information. That's all at Aromacup.com. And there you go, guys, the scoop on the scoop and one of my favorite machines, the Keurig B40. Clean up real easy on both of these, pop out the brew basket. In the case of the B40, just take out your spent K-Cup and you're good to go. In the case of the scoop, you are going to have to take out your spent scoop with your spent grounds, rinse it out, compost the grounds, throw them away, whatever works for you, and then get ready for another brew. All right, guys, there you go. A little overview of two great single-serve machines to get you into the world of single-serve coffee making. Hope you found it useful. As always, please check us out at Aromacup.com. Get coupons, read reviews, talk with other coffee lovers, and check out our other videos. As always, I'm Brian with Aromacup.com. Thank you guys for watching. Enjoy your cup, and I'll see you next time.